How's it going, people? And welcome back to the GalacticOz Podcast. We are back for match day. I believe it is match day 10 and match day 11 because we stopped at match day 9. And we did an in-person episode for the first time in the World Cup. But now we're back with a full cast. We have got 6 members on the show. Abshir, Sabir, Hassan Afa, Abdullah, and the usual Hasib joining us again. We've got some massive, big round of applause, come on.
Huge round of applause.
Oh yeah, this is your first time.
This is in the building.
No, that's not
That's your first time.
applause.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Where's the other round of applause?
There's no round of applause.
Yeah,
isn't it? Oh, Lord,
Yeah, there's one here, bro.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it, guys. We've got many great matches, I would say. Let's start with match day 10, and we've got a really, really good one here to start us off with. I was very impressed. Japan versus Tunisia, 4-0 for Japan. Japan made their mark right now officially in the World Cup, coming out with a massive victory. I think this is actually their biggest victory at a World Cup by an Asian nation. I think it's ever by an Asian nation ever recorded totally. But yeah, the team looked like the Japanese team that we've been waiting to see. Now the opposition is Tunisia, but it was one hell of a display from Japan, and you know how I feel about Japan and Captain Majid and you know anime and all that. So this for me is
the whole Mexican fans too, but cheating on the Japanese team.
There you go. It was
every single one of them.
It was fantastic. Let's start with that.
What do you call the Mexican hat? What, sombrero or something?
Is it?
Yeah, they're all cheating on Japan, bro.
Hassan, you look like you were fully invested in that game. So how about you get us kicked off with that Japanese game?
You know what? I watched the game. I saw Havin Rad obviously back on the sidelines in the World Cup, which we haven't seen in a long time. We know what he did with Argentina, the Saudi hero. We know what he did with Argentina. Even the African Cup Women's World Cup here in Australia. This guy, if there's an international tournament and you don't see this guy, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? But he finally turned up. He qualified. He made it. And I was really, really sad for Tunisia. I mean, even the first game against Sweden, when I heard the commentator say, "Oh, this guy is Rami Khedira or something, Sami Khedira's brother," and he only got into the squad because he happens to be Sami Khedira's brother, and the lineup is with Hannibal. Obviously, we've seen Hannibal for the last 6 or 7 years playing for Tunisia, and it does look like this team hasn't never played together. You know what I mean? The squad, the players, it looks like that. And I was thinking, how did they qualify? Or they use different players? I'm not sure what happened. But it was really sad. Even one of the players almost cried after the game.
Yeah.
He was describing the situation with Tunisia. And you can tell, these guys never played together before. So
it's
really
a tough group, though, man. I was looking back at it, at the predictions, I don't think we spoke about it as much. But Netherlands, Japan, and then you've got Tunisia, obviously, and then Sweden, all being in one group. That's not an easy group. Bro, so kudos to
but you don't have to lose 4-0 and 5-1.
I know it's rough.
Concede 9 goals.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Well, there's other nations that would say otherwise.
They came to the World Cup having some sort of high expectations because, believe it or not, they're the only team in this World Cup that they didn't even concede 1 goal in the qualifications.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 games or 38 games or something, never qualified, never received any goal.
Came in clean sheets and 9 goals in 2 games. So that's quite a disaster for them.
Yeah. And even the coach, he changed the center backs, he changed the goalkeeper, he changed everything almost.
Yeah. The other game that was right after that was the Ecuador game against Curaçao. Now that finished 0-0. But this was just watching the 30-minute highlight. That was literally just the goalkeepers going end to end. It was just all about them. Quite not as boring as you would expect a 0-0 to finish. But Curaçao earned their first point at a World Cup, which is something. A lot of nations breaking their records there. Hasib, did you watch that game, or did you take a look at the highlights at least?
I had a look at it. It was at a good time as well. But I mean, pretty poor from Ecuador, man. Ecuador, a lot of people said dark horses because they've got Pacho at the back, Caicedo, Estupiñán. It was pretty underwhelming so far underwhelming in the World Cup so far. But Bro, Curaçao, man. I mean, I swear this thing with the goalkeepers, bro. Like, I mean, I did a video. I said they need to get tested because every single goalkeeper, I think they're just chasing followers on Instagram, man.
Yeah.
They come out with a masterclass. They get another 1 million followers. I swear they set themselves for life because they're all above 30, bro. Like the Iranian goalkeeper is 33. Yeah. This guy is, the Tunisia is 40, yeah. And then this guy, Eli Room, absolute masterclass, man. Getting a number like 10 out of 10 performance as well, literally on SofaScore was absolutely phenomenal. But I think they thoroughly deserved it, man. Curaçao, smallest nation to get a point after getting a thumping against Germany 7-1. They come back. It's absolutely amazing to see. But yeah, I mean, nothing else to say other than the fact that it was pretty underwhelming from Ecuador. I think they got a little bit unlucky, but I think, Curaçao, they need the full credit that they deserve.
It's another one that is quite tough for them. They have to beat Germany now to go through, and then obviously Ivory Coast is versing Curaçao here. So I think it's game set match there. Hassan, you want to say something?
Look, man, like some of these goalkeepers, I didn't see some of these goalkeepers. I'm gonna start paying a close attention to these goalkeepers, like looking for any suspicious items. You know what I mean? A towel next to the goal, anything. You know what I mean? Anything out of place. Because no way you can save 15 goals, bro, or 17 goals like that. No way, bro.
Literally 15 saves in one game, by the way.
Because the Ecuador players, they did everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Any sort. You want headers, you want step pieces, you want direct, like anything. They did everything, but nothing happened. You know what I mean?
I saw someone online saying majority of the shots were straight at him. Like the finishing wasn't the greatest. It's not as impressive as the other performances. So I don't know.
Even the Cape Verde guy, bro, like it was magical the other day. But now, if you watch the game that we're going to talk about, bro, like some basic stuff, he's fumbling everything. You know what I mean? I think
was he magical the first time too, Asa? You think?
What is it?
Was he magical the first time? You think?
I mean, for what we seen and what we expected from them, he did something. You know what I mean? So khalas, and it is what it is. But this time, all eyes were on him. 7 million followers later. You know what I mean? Doesn't look that great. But I think
but he was decent today. He was decent.
I think Ecuador are out, lads. Anyone think that they can get something against Ivory Coast?
No, they played against Ivory Coast.
What are you talking?
They
lost against Ivory Coast.
They lost the group. They lost. They lost in the last minute.
Yeah, they can play something against Germany.
They're out. Unless they can qualify with 2 points, which I doubt anyone can do. But
yeah.
Look, if you watch the Germany Ivory Coast game. Look, they might be able to get something out of it, but they I don't know. I don't know what they need to do, to be honest. They've done nothing wrong. I watched on 2 games. Yeah. They haven't done anything. They just need a little bit of luck. That's it. Yeah. They can beat Germany.
I think they can get a result against Germany.
Yeah, but they just need
especially
to be
a German team that's already got 6 points.
Yeah,
they might play the second string team. You don't know.
Let's get into the Germany game because they played the Ivory Coast. They won 2-1. They pretty much. I think that's official, right? They're qualified for the knockout stages by now.
Yeah.
So they're in, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's their first time since the 2014 World Cup that they made it past the group stage. So this is a big victory for them. Ivory Coast, I think, if you guys watched it, they defended really good, but man,
and they wasted so many chances, bro.
Yeah.
They
were the better team, bro.
Yeah.
They were by miles, bro.
And also going forward, I was gonna say they had like some clear-cut chances that they should have finished off, bro. Some of them taking too many touches. Like it just felt all over the place. Abshir, you wanna get us kicked off on that?
Hassanen is the biggest Morocco supporter, and I'm telling you here, I'm the biggest Ivory Coast supporter, bro. The root Africans, because they should have buried Germany.
Yeah.
They should have. And I told you they're gonna be a dangerous team a lot.
Yeah. No, but that's the story with the African teams, man. That's the story with the African teams. They are playing really well, but they just can't finish, man. They're not clinical enough.
Yeah,
they're just not.
Yeah. They're playing fake grass. I'm telling you, they just do touches in the box. Just finish.
This is what I'm saying. It's like they get them on the counter and then they take too many touches or they don't finish. Like there was one that was so weird. Like the guy he took a touch where he didn't even need to at all.
Yeah, it was almost at the finish of the game. I think the game they were out 1-up.
Yeah.
It was 1-1 and it was like 85th minute.
Yeah.
Pepe the goat with a massive run down the line. And then they cut inside.
Everyone the work.
Bring him back, Abdullah. What?
He's
no.
And on that point though, their squad is turning like it's looking like a very, very strong squad. Like people are impressed with the Senegalese squad, with the Moroccan squad. This squad is serious. The only real weakness that I see in it is the centre backs. Like the midfield pairing is Frank Kessie and Ibrahim Sangare, who plays for Nottingham Forest, who is one of the most underrated midfielders in the Premier League. He can literally do everything. He's so well-rounded. And then their wingers, their starting wingers that started, Diamande and Amad Diallo, and then they brought Adingra and Pepe off the bench.
Ridiculous.
That's serious.
Yeah.
That's serious. And they should have won the game. Their keeper is also top. His shot stopping is elite.
Yusuf Fofana.
His problem is his decision making with crosses. Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
Like every other black goalkeeper. Does he come out? Does he stay?
By the way, Hasib has been hearing us say a lot of nonsense. Hasib, feel free to speak your heart. Here, we are allowed to say whatever we want. You know what I mean? So things like that.
Wallah, sorry. In France, it's not a good thing. Wallah, sorry, bro.
No, but there is a thing about African and Arab goalkeepers in the air. It's disaster class. Just waiting to happen. But besides that, the centre backs is the only real weak point, and you saw that with the second German goal. They just completely no concentration whatsoever. A straight pass straight through to Undav, and it's a goal. It's just what are you doing? Not trying to see the game out in like the last 5 minutes. How do you? A striker stood right between you, and nobody's picking him up. It was really poor.
Sabir, I want to ask you about Germany. Are we seeing the old Germany back, or are they just gonna survive out here and then maybe get knocked out in the quarters or maybe even round of 16?
I wouldn't rush and say that the old Germany is back, but I feel that they're into something here because, like, the thing is, I mean, they have some picks with the start 11, like starting Sane, and like it's not the most ideal thing. It feels like we're still in 2018 starting Sane at this point, but I think with one or two changes, and I think with picking momentum, this team could be dangerous. I think they're already qualified as a first place, right? It's guaranteed first place, I think. So, yeah, in playing with one of the easiest opponents in the round of 32, going to round of 16, maybe things will start working out for them. And we mentioned that last time when we talked. I told you, like, they can easily get to the quarterfinal. Then it will be a case of who they're going to face in the quarterfinal.
Yeah. I agree with that as well because I think if you look at the 2018 World Cup and look at the 2022 World Cup, both group stage exits, and you could clearly see, like, even in the 2022 World Cup, they didn't have like a clear centre-back partnership. Now they've got a partnership between Ty and Schlotterbeck. Before every single game, they used to change the centre-back partnership. In 2018 World Cup, they didn't have width at all. They put, I think, Ozil and Thomas Muller as wingers in the 2018 World Cup, which is an absolute disaster. Very predictable when they're trying to defend. But now they've got a little bit of width. I mean, Leroy Sané is not the best. I mean, he's past his prime, but they got Florian Wirtz. You know, when he puts the Germany kid on, he's a completely different player than he was at Liverpool. Jamal Musiala for me is a little bit weak. He's coming off, from a massive injury, and it's funny because Klopp said something that a lot of Germans criticize. The Klopp said that they have to bench Musiala, bring him on for the last 20-25 minutes. That's the only way to get the best out of Musiala in the German squad. He got a lot of criticism for that. He said Undav should start every single game because he's coming off a very, very good season with Bundesliga, with Stuttgart. He's scored 19 goals this season. Absolute great striker this season. And they need to start him. They need to start him, and they need to bench Musiala. That's what Klopp said. And Klopp got a lot of criticism, but it looks like he's right moving forward. But I do agree with Sabir. They could click. If they click now in the round of 16, depending on who they get, they could go really far. And, I mean, Euros wasn't too far away. 2 years ago, they lost to Spain, and that was a really, really good game. They only lost in extra time. Yeah. But, I mean, I think this German squad could go far, in my opinion.
One thing to keep an eye on, I think Schlotterbeck was injured, and there is a fair chance that he won't be back in this World Cup, which is going to change the narrative totally. So we have to wait for that and see how it goes.
They play some weird system. I don't know, playing 4 at the back or 3 at the back or 2 at the back or 5 midfield or 2 up front. It's so weird. So many random plays, but I don't know. I don't know what you guys see. If Ivory Coast can spin part like that, and
I would look at it from the other side. Maybe they have the full half of the glass, I would say, which is what I liked about them in this game is they stood in the face of all the Ivory Coast waves again and again. Yeah, they were not in a good shape, but I feel like they had their composure. They didn't let the game go away. It was like, okay, we wait for our moment. Then when they start making the changes and the subs came on, they start like the first goal, second goal. I just like the idea of them not And if we remember how things used to go with them in the last 2 World Cups, just like they were collapsing easily. Remember the South Korea game? Remember even the the game against Mexico? It's like they used to collapse easily. I think one of the things they really improved is the character. It's like they really stand still in the face of, it's a bad game. Yeah, we're gonna have our moment, even if it's in the last 20 minutes. That we're gonna try to stay cohesive and stay as one unit, and maybe we're gonna get our moment. And that's a big thing, to be honest.
I don't know about Germany, but I feel like there's at least 5 teams that are probably more serious contenders than them. I don't see them going past the quarters if they come across a good team. But if they're just gonna cruise, then I think they can beat any non-big European team that comes across them for sure, and maybe even any African team. I would say even, you know what I mean. But
Morocco.
Maybe Morocco, but everybody else lock it up. Wallah, it's game over.
Morocco. Hey, what do you mean to Morocco, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Have you watched the Ivory Coast game?
Yes,
who was a better team?
Wallah. And Ivory Coast were good as an end, but they're not that.
And let me be clear on this, wallah. I don't think Nagelsmann have got the ability to take, to get out of bad situations and stuff like that. If they're down 2-0 or something, game over. That's it.
Well, let's see.
Because I remember this guy when he was coaching Bayern Munich one time. Like there was a video of him roller skating or skating on a skateboard in a training ground or something. Yeah, there was that there. Remember?
Yeah.
Like I lost respect for him back then.
He's 14.
Huh?
That's the most random take ever.
Relax.
I lost respect to him because of that.
Because of that, bro. If a Bayern Munich job is easy for you and you're not struggling and you haven't won a Champions League with them, I don't think you can do anything with Germany.
Allah, you're a mess. Let's move on.
Kazim, Thomas Tuchel. There's a few names in this World Cup that I expect nothing out of.
But Sanab, I'm genuinely waiting for Thomas Tuchel to do something so you can be quiet after that. Khalas. But let's
never, bro. I know Thomas Tuchel, bro. I've seen him before. I've seen him many times.
He's gonna bring his little balls, yeah. That's what he's gonna do.
He's gonna bring his little balls to the training ground. He's gonna mess them up later on. And you watch.
Azam, stop encouraging him, bro. Stop encouraging him.
Yeah. You know what it is, Abdullah?
Hasanin, be quiet, wallah. You have a picture of every single person or player, and you just apply that for whatever it is. That's not the case.
I don't. Let me tell you. Yeah? Let me tell you.
Tell me.
You know, when you can judge a manager by when he's losing, if he can turn the game around, stuff like that. Then you can say, "Oh, this is a decent manager." But these guys, they can't do it. Like against Ivory Coast, it was a sub. It was a substitution. There's a player that brought on, and he managed to score the 2 goals.
By the way, for anyone
no,
huh?
That's the coach's job. The coach did that.
Yeah, that was individual. It wasn't like a game plan thing. You know what I mean? It was like a player having on a good day. Wallah, that's it.
For anyone who's thinking that Hasanin speaking sense here, I'll just bring it down to earth. Hasanin said that Thomas Tuchel is actually a spy for Germany, and he's looking to turn down, to tear up the England national team. That's what you're doing. That's what you said.
Did I say that? When did I say that?
Yes, when he was first hired, Hasanin.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't like the guy. Anyways,
it's moving on. This next game I thought would actually be quite a close game. The Netherlands versus Sweden game. 5-1 the final score, and I think, if I'm not, I don't know if anyone's gonna share this opinion with me. I think that was one of Netherlands, or one of the tournament's most complete performance of so far. It was really, really good. Although Sweden looked good at times, and even Gyökeres and Isak looked good at times. Even Isak, I think, had a mistake where they scored. From his mistake. Even Taha Ali came on at some point. It was a very entertaining game. Let's just say that. But Hasib, you want to get us started off with that one? Have the Netherlands have they quietly emerged right now as the favorites for this tournament?
Netherlands wouldn't be the favorites, but I think they have something up their sleeves, man. Because you have the likes of Cody Gakpo, who is an absolute joke when he puts a Liverpool shirt on. But then in Netherlands, he's absolutely, he reminds me of Lucas Podolski, bro. Absolute trash for his club. But then when it comes to Germany, he's amazing. But Cody Gakpo, I don't understand. I never understand this player. He's very, very confusing player to me, man. I can't make sense of it. Bro, then you've got Brobbey. Bro, it's Sunderland striker, bro. We're living at a time where you have, Reinders, De Jong, Gravenberch, but we're looking at Brobbey scoring a brace for Netherlands, bro. You know how amazing that is? That's insane. It's but yeah, to be honest, you're right.
For a second, I was thinking For a second, I was saying, "Oh, good to see Lukaku back on the score sheet." What a player! What a player, Robbie.
Yeah, phenomenal. Took his goal really well as well. But I think, yeah, you're right, Azam. I think it's a very complete performance because defensively they're so solid, man. You have like Mickey van der Ven, Van Dijk, Van Heck, Dumfries with the two assists. I think Dumfries is an absolutely cheat code, man. I think after that Real Madrid move, he's been really, really good. I think he'll do wonders for Real Madrid, in my opinion, as well. But Frankie de Jong, I mean, really, really solid as usual. Sweden, poor. I think the fact that they're in the World Cup is quite a massive thing as well, because I don't know how they qualified. I think they qualified with no wins or whatever the case that it was with Sweden. But yeah, I think Netherlands, I would say it is a complete performance. Yeah,
some things like I think what had Van Dijk on the counter against fast players, lock it up. Van Dijk, he's just he's mush washed. He's gone as well. But Anthony Alanga, boys, what like when he came on, bro, he turned into prime Messi, bro. All of a sudden,
that was ridiculous. Yeah,
he was unbelievable, bro.
And the nutmeg, I've never seen any nutmeg like that before.
Yeah, that was
in my entire life, I've never seen it like that, bro.
That fooled everybody. Every spectator.
Everyone.
Was it on Van der Ven?
Yeah, nobody expected that.
No, that was
because he smoked Van der Ven.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take much to smoke him these days, bro. It's
Abshir, you want to give us a prediction, kind of crystal ball Hassanin vibes? What do you think is going to come out of this group? Oh yeah. We're not allowed to say that no more.
Crazy, bro.
But give us your prediction. How about this? To Group F, who do you think is going to come out? Netherlands, I mean, it's 4 points, and then Sweden is on 3, and Tunisia is on 0.
If you can knock out Sweden somehow, I would. That is disgusting, bro. I'm not a fan of that. And Tunisia, we already spoke about before, was unlucky. Some last-second coach changes and.
They're not unlucky, bro. By the way, Tunisia, I hate the fact that they sacked their coach mid tournament.
Yeah, that is disgusting.
And I'm so happy that it's done nothing for them.
I think that last game is Japan versus Sweden, isn't it?
Yeah, Japan, Sweden.
What do you think is going to win?
They'll both go through.
I think Sweden has got this one in the bag, bro.
No, Japan, my dogs. But yeah, Netherlands. I think Netherlands, like I said before, I said last week, early on, they just have a weird knack. Something's gonna turn up. It'll be quarterfinals. Wood Horse will come on, score a goal. Some nonsense will happen, but I think they'll go quite far. Honestly,
but this felt like a coming out party. Like because usually Netherlands, they get results, but you never see a performance as dominant as that. And free flowing as well. The football was very nice to watch, which is like stereotypical of Dutch football, but we haven't been seeing it in recent years.
I love the midfield. Gravenberch, De Jong,
and
Reinders.
They played really well. And I think they need to. I think Somerville has to come back into the first 11, and I think Marlon is the one that needs to be dropped because you can't drop Robbie anymore. Because that's who got dropped. Somerville got dropped because he was injured. And that's why Robbie came into the first 11. But I think Somerville needs to come back in. He's got too much X factor, too much individual ability for him to be on the bench. And he came on and scored as well, just like he scored in the first game.
Is he linked with any clubs, Abdullah?
I've got no idea. He's part of relegated West Ham. Surely he's going to be on the move.
Surely. I mean, I don't see many moments from him, bro. But like, he needs to get out of there as soon as possible. Obviously, he's not going to be in the championship. But what a player, man! Proper X factor for the Netherlands, man. Proper X factor. Yeah.
Solid game. Let's move on to match day 11. We'll start with the Uruguay versus Cape Verde. Cape Verde are continuing their quote-unquote dream World Cup here. They get another point, lock it in the bag. 2-2 against Uruguay. Very surprising, bro. I thought Uruguay were going to wipe the floor with them, honestly. But it was much closer than...
How do you expect them to wipe the floor? With Nunez or with Ogati or with who? Yeah, there was one chance for Nunez, Darwin Nunez, he dribbled past the defender. He was inside the box. Like there's at least maybe if he takes another 3 steps, he was past the goal line, and he was past the ball. Why would you do that as a striker? Why just not take the shot? I mean,
but
I feel sorry for him, honestly. Everywhere he goes, he gets bullied. He was at Liverpool. He wasn't the main guy. He goes to Al Hilal. They get Benzema. Like this guy's thinking about getting here. Like just leave me alone, guys. Let me play somewhere.
Ogati, oh my days, bro. I don't understand how this guy was signed for PSG.
No, this guy is stealing a living. He's stealing a living, bro. That guy. He did something. I think his agent is George Mendes.
Who was it that was raiding for Manchester United? Was it you or Amir?
Me?
Absolutely not me.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Him. Maybe Latin. Yeah, whatever.
No, I don't think so. No, it wouldn't rate someone like that. But 2-2 guys against Cape Verde. What are we saying? This is an interesting one as well. Cape Verde is on 2 points. Uruguay is on 2 points, and then you've got Spain, who's gonna, we're gonna talk about the Saudi guys, but we'll get back.
Now, please, can we move on from that game? Move on away from it.
That's the main event.
Let's just jump that game.
Let's just jump that game on. We don't need to talk about it.
But I think Cape Verde, man. Are they making it out of this tournament, guys? This group.
Definitely, I think they're gonna get through.
I believe that they're gonna go through because
they're gonna go through.
Even getting a draw against Saudi Arabia,
I think it's possible.
They may qualify if Uruguay doesn't win against Spain.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a
I think they can get a win against Saudi.
I believe they can get a win.
Because
they can get a
Saudi is going to be
the way Saudi showed up today is like.
Nah, I think Saudi is the only team that's going to beat them because that game, by the way, the Cape Verde against Uruguay, that was one of the most open transitional game with so much space that I've seen for a really long time, and it speaks to the lack of quality in that Uruguay and like attack that they couldn't punish.
These Cape Verde guys, they can run a lot.
Yeah, they can run all
tell
day.
Me Uganda. Don't tell me Uganda and Kenya, These guys can run.
A team that's got quality in the final third will punish them. They did the right thing against Spain and sat back. Now the question is, what are they going to do against Saudi? If they do the same thing that they did against Uruguay, they'll get beat.
No, but
I guarantee you they'll get beat.
The issue, Abdullah, like this Saudi team showed again and again that whenever there is some expectations from them, they are collapsing. That happened in the last World Cup. They had a great start. Then the second game against Poland, they were like, they played. Yeah. Then again, Mexico, they were trash. And this is happening over again. They started great with Uruguay. Then the expectation was like, okay, at least we're gonna draw. We're gonna lose with fashion against Spain. That didn't happen. Now you have a game where you have to win against Cape Verde, against the team that showed some solidarity. And again, it's not just the idea that how you're just criticizing the fact that Tunisia, they sucked their manager during the tournament. So they sucked their manager a month ago. So this is a whole new environment for him, and he's trying to figure things out. Yeah, he lived in Saudi in Saudi like 10 years, and he's sort of familiar with the players, but he's trying too many different things. We've seen the changes he made from the first game to the second game. So I think he will try again to make a couple of changes in the third game, and if they have a bad start, under pressure, they're gonna collapse. I'm really seeing it because it keeps happening over and over again.
Yeah, to add on to Sabir's point, Cape Verde, they're believing the hype as well, bro. Like all the love they're getting on social media, all the love they're getting around the world, they're believing their own hype. Because what do you mean, bro? This guy that's got a free kick, Pina, he has no business having a shot from there, bro. What is he doing, cuz? He's like, bro, cross the ball in. Bro, this tiny nation, bro. He's like, you know what? I'm going to have a shot. Stop me. Bro, absolute stinker from this goalkeeper as well, the Uruguayan goalkeeper.
Yeah,
what is he doing for the second goal, bro?
That's rubbish.
Absolutely.
When I saw him in the first game, I was like, he's still there. He was the main event in 2010. That's 16 years ago.
Bro. Yeah. But they're believing the hype. I think it's momentum as well. Saudi's down momentum. They got the expectations. And on top of that, Cape Verde, they're playing very freely, bro. Draw against Spain, draw against Uruguay, sitting on 2 points. Could potentially get another draw or possibly a win against Saudi. I think it's both teams are in an opposite spectrum. And I think Cape Verde, it will be beautiful, bro, for them to go through as a third place team, in my opinion.
I think Spain will take care of Uruguay. So if they could just get a draw out of this game, lock it in, bro.
I think they can, bro. They can finish. These guys can take shots.
Imagine qualifying not even as a third place, to be in a second place.
Second place.
It could be second.
That's even for them.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The best thing about this Uruguayan team, and in this tournament, the vibes. The national anthem أول حاجة Mozart بس ridiculously good, bro. It's the longest national anthem you ever hear, bro.
Hey,
so that's the best.
Marcelo Bielsa, overrated?
Underrated, I think.
Underrated.
I think underrated.
Not overrated, not underrated. Over the hill, wallahi.
You know why I'm saying he's underrated? You know why I'm saying he's underrated? They should have lost at least today by 3 or 4 goals.
Bro,
they should have lost the game.
He is a philosopher trying to do something he spoke about. It's like me sitting here, like just, and then give me the Australia job.
But how's he managed Leeds, bro? He managed Leeds, yeah. He gets relegated with Leeds, but we're still going on about how amazing football he's played, amazing attacking football. I'm like, brother, because you got relegated, bro. What are you on about? Like,
bro, I think he's a what do you call it?
Even 2002 in the World Cup group stage with Argentina, we're talking about the same guy. So if you look back, see, there's a reason why all philosophers, they never made something materialistic, something real. It's just intangibles. Okay, they just talk to you about this and that, but they make nothing. To be honest, you learn from them. You make your own thing. Like it's like the Guardiola.
I was just about to say that.
Right? He made something. Like he go read. I don't know.
I was just about to say he needs to become a mentor of coaches.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Go on mentor coaches. Stop coaching.
Yeah.
Also, he made Darwin Núñez cry as well. Didn't when Suarez retired from the Uruguayan team, he came out and spilled the beans about how his how like there's a big sort of distinguish between him and the players. The players don't like him, bro. They don't like him. He made Darwin Núñez cry apparently after a loss against I don't know what team in the qualifier. He went off at him. He cried, and then Luis Suarez came out after retirement and said that's what happened in the dressing room. It's a shambles, bro. I don't understand how he's still in the Uruguayan squad.
Look, with the ongoing situation, I don't think Darwin Núñez needs a reason to cry. Like, he should cry any day, bro.
Any man.
He's crying right now.
You cry right now. Doesn't need a reason to cry, bro. Unbelievable.
Excel spreadsheets and graphs and like with a pointer, like the tip, like uni professor. Next slide.
Yeah.
Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here, bro.
And I don't understand. Like, you've got biggest stadiums in, like, you're playing in Miami, bro. Why are you sitting on an esky, bro? I don't understand this, bro, at all. It's like, you can see the game better from there. What doesn't make any sense.
Next generation, what do they say? Aura farming, bro. He's the ultimate aura farmer. Last 30 years.
Yeah, bro.
Can we say something positive about the guy? He's got amazing knees.
he's fantastic.
How about that? I'll take both his knees to replace my knee.
And
Unbelievable, bro. Wallah, his knees, no ACL.
Are we talking about Bielsa or are we talking about the other guy, Darwin Núñez? I thought we're done with Núñez.
No, we're talking about Bielsa.
Bielsa. The way he squats. The way he squats down.
Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Abshir, let's get you involved here. Let's talk about your favorite team of this tournament. Iran against Belgium. They came out with a draw, my brother. Congratulations on that point.
What performance of the Iranian team, bro?
Because you know me, I'm a bit of a history guy. I don't like Belgium. I don't like this Iran team. So when I was watching the game, I was actually quite surprised how much of a spectacle it was, how fun it was, and low-key, that dumb red card. I hate when cards decide games. You know what I'm saying to you? I think without the card, Belgium could have won the game. But as they said, it's no longer the Strait of Hormuz. It's the Strait of whatever the goalkeeper's name is, bro. The goalkeeper was locking up.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
the goalkeeper was on something else, bro. But that Group G, I think it is. It's very tight as well. It's another one. You've got, who do you have there? You've got Iran, Egypt, Belgium, and New Zealand. 4 points for Egypt, and then the other guys are 2, and 1. New Zealand on 1 point.
I have a message, Azam. I have a message to send.
To
if your team doesn't have any superstars, if you're in the World Cup and your team doesn't have any superstars, you should look at Iran games and play exactly like that, bro. You get the ball, shoot us, send it all the way back to the other goalkeeper. That's what you should do. Defend, lock it up, and if a goal happens, it happens. You know what I mean? If you can score, you can score. But other than that, don't concede nothing. All these guys, they were playing games, bro. They were sending everything back to Iran. I mean, to the side, up front.
Are we expecting?
You should be defending like that.
Are we expecting too much from Belgium, guys? Like, because people still look at them and remember that golden generation, and there's still some players that are left from that. But are we expecting too much?
You know what I heard today, Adam, on a podcast? Apparently, they asked De Bruyne if they are qualified, if they're like contenders for the World Cup in 2022. In Qatar, and apparently he told the media, "We're too old for this."
Yeah,
imagine that's in 2022.
He said that, bro. He just said it, bro.
Do you know who they have in the squad right now in this World Cup?
Who?
Did he say it now?
Oh,
okay. My bad. My mistake.
Yeah.
My mistake. What was I going to say?
Belgium need to be put in the same bracket, in the same category as Turkey.
What happened?
As Turkey. Disappointment after disappointment. Every tournament.
I'm clapping for that right now.
We've had enough.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Hassanin. We can hear you.
Hey, what happened?
I think you just lagged for a bit, but that's okay.
Okay.
Let's.
Anyways, my point. Did my point get through, or was it still lagging?
It go through.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I want.
All right. Let's move on. History in the making, lads. New Zealand against Egypt, 3-1. Egypt's first victory at a World Cup. Massive result for them. Mohamed Salah can join the ranks right now of some of the guys who've delivered for their nation. Hassanin, please be quiet for this entire section. Don't say a word, please. Alakallah.
Can I start?
Yes, you can.
بلادي بلادي بلادي
لك حبي
what a goated anthem, Hassan. You're talking about.
Hassan, quiet. Mute him right now.
Hassanin, wallah, please.
Yeah.
It's time to mute. That's it.
Like when I saw New Zealand score first, you know me, I like the Tim Payne story. My boy Chris Wood, second best striker in the Premier League. And I'm saying to you, I was so happy. But I was like, wait a second, this can't be real. Like Egypt, after fumbling against Belgium, they can't fumble this as well. New Zealand, imagine you're in Egypt and they hear that they drew to or lost to New Zealand. Then game over. Then who the hell's New Zealand? And especially, I was very happy, honestly. We always roast him on the podcast for not being aesthetic, but I was very happy for Wallah Salah. That was just beautiful, man. The 1-2, the finish, I was like, enjoy, brother, enjoy. Pause the game for 5 minutes, dance, and do your sujood and pray tarawih and tahajjud, bro. Just enjoy. I was very happy for them, wallah. I could talk positive about Egypt finally.
Alhamdulillah.
After years of just getting abused. 2018 World Cup, trash. Last World Cup wasn't even there. Because, Sabir, I know you your brothers, let's talk.
Yeah, I would say it's the two halves were the opposite. Like the first half, they were really bad. And funny enough, although they never won a game in the World Cup, but this was the first time they were trailing after the first half. They always go like in equal sides usually, but yeah, they changed. And I think it was the commentator who said that it's always great when you turn the game around without making any subs, or without making any changes, because it shows. This is where maybe Hassanin will like this part, but this is where it shows you that the coach has a lot to offer to the team. Because not only, okay, I'm gonna sub this player, sub that player, which is still a coach's job. I'm not saying it's not part of his job, but the idea that they made a lot of changes. The first half, they like the gap between the defense and their attack. There was a weird setup. Like 5 of them would be standing in front of the first line of press. Of pressure for New Zealand, and like they'll be moving the ball one side to the other. It's like, okay, why don't you try to drop 1 or 2 players and play in between the lines of New Zealand? So it's like 5 players here, 5 players at the other side. I was like, they look so weird. I think they were just nervous because all this pressure. Again, this is sort of an Arab mentality thing. I don't want to be so. this part is.
Do it, Sabir.
But yeah, but seriously, I think the only team that broke through that was Morocco. The other teams, it's always when we are expected to win, we don't perform, because this is New Zealand, and everybody was talking before the game was like this. They're gonna get their first win in the World Cup. So that first half was just them messing around, trying to handle the pressure, trying to handle the expectations, because we're talking about Imam Ashur. I think I was praising him here in the podcast or somewhere else, but Imam Ashur is one of the best Egyptian players that ever played, maybe. But the guy is like really unlucky.
The shots, everything, but fantastic.
That guy is really good, but there is something about him. Whenever they play in a big tournament, he get injured in the first game. Last summer with Al Ahly in the Club World Cup, he got injured the first game. Last 2 AFCONs, he got injured the first game. So he's always like doesn't show up, so people don't know him. But seeing him now, seeing the effort he's putting with Mo Salah, with also Marmoush, I think Marmoush is the weakest part of the whole equation so far.
He should go enjoy his honeymoon. Leave it to Trezeguet, wallahi. We understand.
Trezeguet, Zizou, Zico, all the players, all
It's surprising though that they can't get the best out of Marmoush. But another thing, Sabir, with African countries and Arab countries, I think Salah playing in the 10 is absolutely perfect. And it's such a key move. Because whenever you break through that middle of the pitch and you're getting to the final third, you need the players that make the right decisions. And to have somebody of the level of Mohamed Salah making those decisions for your team,
Abdullah,
even just in little moments.
I never would have thought you would say Salah making the right decision as the sentence.
Azam, because I tell you why. Because he's older now. He's not going to run with the ball every time like he did when he was younger. This is a different Mohamed Salah. The moments that I've seen where he gets it on the half turn, he's looking to play Imam Ashur through Zico, Zizou, all these guys, and Trezeguet when he came on. He understands. Even when he got for his goal, that's Mohamed Salah cutting in and shooting. Why did he play a 1-2 to get closer?
Yeah.
This is just a wiser version of Mohamed Salah, one that understands how to get the most out of himself and out of his teammates.
And the players respect him too. Like every time he loses the ball, he'll never run back. Somebody else will do it. He'll just point them to that direction. You know what I mean? They'll get the ball back. Well,
it's just a collection of. Yeah, sorry.
No.
No, I just wanted to say it's just a collection of like good decisions that they made in the second half. Like Imam Ashur dropping all the way to start like to sort of like progress with the ball, try to get everybody in the team involved, and Mo Salah in the final third, as Abdullah said, playing sort of the pocket of spaces, trying to like move everybody around him and making the good decisions. That's always, I mean that led to the second goal, also the first goal. If you see the whole run, so yeah, it's they're good, they're promising.
And the thing I was surprised about, I was looking at all the players. I just kept going through their careers. Majority of them are all like raised, play, and still play in Egypt. Al Ahly, Pyramids FC, Zamalek. So what is going to have these guys even? Like, I was actually pretty shocked as well. Like we said, first half New Zealand, even though we shouldn't take anything from New Zealand, I just thought this group was going to be Belgium number 1, and I thought it was going to be Egypt, Iran maybe, but I thought New Zealand was going to be like everyone just bashing the life out of them. Some trash team, but honestly, they make a good account for themselves in the last game against Belgium. I wouldn't be surprised. if New Zealand did something.
Yeah.
Big round of applause for Elijah Just. What an unbelievable winger.
Yeah.
Ridiculously good, bro.
Positive results.
Azam, I just want to ask Hasib, because we didn't get him involved in this part. I saw your video on Mohamed Salah. I always have this thing with, obviously he scored, this is their first win at a World Cup. This goal gets him within one goal of their record all-time goal scorer as well. But to me, this is something that, because obviously you praised him in your video, do you think that this is good enough for him to overtake, who I say are greater than him in terms of all-time African footballers, Mane and Mahrez, because they've won stuff for their nation?
Ooh. For the nation is a bit different, bro. I think
because
I'll put Mane up there, bro. Like, I think it's very different when it comes to the nation. I think what Mane has, 2 AFCONs for Senegal.
Yeah.
It's very hard, bro. But like the thing with Salah is his style of play is the worst when it comes to longevity. Overly reliant on his sort of dribbling ability as well as his pace. You're not going to have that when for the longest period of time. And like you said, he's really adjusted his game, especially at this game. Playing him at a number 10 is absolutely sort of amazing thing by the coach that he's done. I don't think he overtakes Mane. I think Mane, for me, is still the best African, in terms of his nation. But are we talking about the best African player of all time, or are we talking? Nah, then I put Mohamed Salah.
Nah.
For me, it's
not
Salah
even the best
Mane.
Egyptian ever, bro. I'm going to stop you right there. He's not the best Egyptian ever. He's not the best Egyptian ever. Mohamed Abu Trika exists.
Wait, Mohamed Abu Trika. That's
Wallahi, bro.
Please.
Mohamed cubed Abu Trika.
The only reason why I wouldn't put him there, Hasib, is because everything that he's achieved at club football, besides the records, obviously, which some people will hold to a high regard, is everything he's done in club football, the other two have done. The other two that I have ahead of him, Mahrez and Mane. Yeah. They won the Champions League, they won the Premier League. Mahrez won the Player of the Year in the Premier League before Salah.
I'm talking about individual levels, bro. I think they've won similar amount, but the individual level, I think Salah eclipses them, bro, in my opinion. Bro, like just last season, bro, we have very short memory when it comes to Salah, bro. We have very short memory. Bro, if he was a European, South American, or English, we wouldn't be talking about him the way we're talking about him.
All time now, huh? It'll be an all time.
I see, by the way, are you guys saying all time African player? Everything.
I have Mane and Mahrez ahead of Salah. How you rank the rest of them? how you rank the rest of them? Yeah, I think so.
But what is going on here? Azam, kick these guys out right now.
I'll tell you why, because but this is a conversation for another day anyway. Let's if you guys want to keep it World Cup, keep it moving.
One thing about Egypt.
Abdullah, yeah. Even in another day, you're not winning this conversation, Allah.
I've won it in my mind, Hassan. Nobody can convince me otherwise. It's game over.
Come on, man.
One thing about Egypt, I think going forward in this tournament, they may struggle because the team is quite old. They only have one player who's under 24. The rest of them are I think even 2 of them are just under 26 or 3 of them. Then the rest of them are just 30, around 30 and above. Yeah. So that's one thing to keep an eye on.
I'm hoping they win this group. I think they can still do it. I really think they can top this group because they're 4 points right now. They're 2 points ahead of everyone. But let's see.
They're through, right? They're through.
I think they are through actually.
Yeah, through.
And head to head with New Zealand if New Zealand gets anything.
Yeah, though. I'm not sure about the third spots, bro. I'm not keeping up with everybody's.
I guess if Belgium win and Iran win, then they might end up third.
Yeah.
Goal difference, but they'll still make it on 4 points.
Hopefully.
Because Egypt got that.
It might be a pressure-free game, Saber, to rotate, so then it gives them a little bit better.
Yeah,
a better opportunity in the round of 32.
If they come first, on the other hand, if they come first, there is it still hasn't been decided, but mathematically, and if you look at the statistic, there is a fair chance they're gonna face the third place from Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia group. So imagine having the chance to face one of these 2 teams in the round of 32. They'll be looking at that. So I don't know how they're gonna handle the whole situation, but yeah. I think they just have to be careful.
I think they can win against it. Iran, I don't think that's a game for them.
Yeah. Well,
Azam, is it okay if I ask Abdullah why he has Mahrez and Mane ahead of Salah?
That's
okay?
definitely a conversation for another day. But trust me,
no worries.
I think I'm leaning.
We can have a chat after the end of this recording.
I'm leaning towards Abdullah's opinion as well. The more I think about it as well, because we'll talk about it another time anyway.
We can record another. I suggest we record another episode after this one. So we stop recording, then we start a new one.
In summary, though, Hasib, Egypt have 7 stars on top of their crest. 7 Afghans. Salah wasn't a part of any one of them. Mahrez and Mane, nothing for their nations before them. And they've come and delivered.
Why don't you hold the same energy for Ronaldo when we were talking about 2 episodes
Ronaldo's trash, but move on.
No, but Ronaldo won the Euros.
Flipping dog. Get out of here, bro.
Loving that opinion, Allah Hasib.
Get out of here, Allah. Mute Hasib right now,
There's contradictions, bro. Abdullah's full of contradictions, bro. Wallahi, bro.
There's not a single contradiction.
Don't fall for this. That's a chat for another episode.
No, Ronaldo causes a lot of people to, say things that they don't mean. But
my blood's shaking. I'm shaking. But move on, Allah.
I'm surprised that nobody mentioned that Hassanin and Abshir, they have their backgrounds. They have backgrounds of the same player.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Look at him. That's a good one. With a blind referee. All right? That's tomorrow's referee, and every single game in the tournament.
Move on.
Apparently, I've read something. I'm not sure if it's true. Abshir, tell me if it's true. I'm not sure.
It's not true.
Apparently, in the last World Cup, there's been since the start of the World Cup, there's only been four penalties or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then in the last World Cup, how many Argentina? How many penalties did they get?
82 last World Cup.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
By the way, I realized I can mute him. I'm gonna mute him right now.
Yeah, no. Let's move on.
Anyway.
Guys, let's get into the last game and the main event of the night. Spain against Saudi, 4-0, and the introduction of Lamine Yamal, which I think I've never seen such a clear as day thing ever. I think the difference between him being in the starting lineup and him not being in the starting lineup is so evident. Yeah, there's other players as well that had a remarkable game. Curaçao was fantastic in attack. Oyarzabal as well was brilliant. He could have had a hat-trick in the first half alone.
I could have had a hat-trick in the first half.
But Saudi, can I just say, looked like, I'm watching the game and I'm like, my wife is watching the game with me and I'm like, because this is supposed to be a great footballing nation, and I'm trying to convince her that this is a great footballing nation, and they're trash. But the more I think about it, Saudi are actually horrible when it comes to international stage. but they're not gonna do nothing, bro. Wallahi lazim. And the more I've watched them, whether it's Sabir saying, like it's a bit, they never deliver, they always disappoint. But how could you look like you can't even play football? Like it's to the point where, some of them, like simple basic mistakes, their goalkeepers that make their defenders, it was such a shamble overall. But Spain looked so good, and this is the Spain that I was saying they're favorites to win the World Cup. This is the Spain, and it's not even 100% because Lamine Yamal didn't even play the whole game, and some of them didn't even finish some of the chances that were created. But Abshir, I've been seeing you hold up your hand for a bit. Hassan, hold on, Hassan. He's muted. Abshir, say what you want to say.
You cannot.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I gotta go. I have to go.
Okay. Hassan, I appreciate it. Do you want to say anything before you go?
Tomorrow, inshallah, Argentina will be losing the game. I'm praying for it.
This guy he's avoiding the Saudi conversation, by the way. That's why he's going.
I'm not avoiding it.
No, he said
and defend your nation.
No, he said he had to leave at 750.
Listen. For Florentino Perez, Allah, if we got the 150 million, don't worry about Alvarez. Get us Lamine Yamal the goat, Allah. The true god.
Because
Otherwise, see you tomorrow.
Yalla, Hassan.
I was saying, bro, there's no way on earth. Like, it just hit me. I don't know if you realize, 50 seconds into the game, Lamine Yamal goes to the fullback, does them, and then I realized something. Sabir, in Saudi, what's the main part of conversation after Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam? What's your name? Barca or Real? Yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
They're in the Saudi group chat. They're talking about Lamine Yamal is better than this guy. Cucurella is better than this guy. They're talking Barcelona and Real Madrid politics, and then they're versing them because they're in awe. I think, what is it? I'm versing Barcelona and Real Madrid players. This is the guy that I've been saying he's trash all week. You know what I'm saying to you all season? I'm a Real Madrid supporter. I mean, in my group chat, I'm saying this guy's trash, and now he's beating my ass right now, Allah. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, how can you actually verse players that you like so in awe of?
Yeah,
that's the first thing I thought of in the game. I didn't even think tactics or Saudi was good or Spain was bad or anything. Or I just thought,
that's a question for Amir. That's a question for Amir.
Yes.
Amir just puts a top bins. That's how he answers that question.
Exactly right.
I'm the psychopath. Amir's Michael Jordan, bro. This guy watched the Last Dance. He was on the pitch of Saudi Mane saying, "I'm the best player in the world." He's different. But these Saudi players are thinking, before the game starts, and singing the national anthem, Wallah, relax, bro. I'm getting Yamal shirt. No, Wallah, I'm getting Yamal shirt. No. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way you're gonna beat people, or even be competitive against blokes that you put on such a pedestal.
Yeah. That's I don't know, bro. Sabir, I want you to please just talk about because you're a Real Madrid fan, and we had the Real Madrid fan leave the building not too long ago. Yeah. But the quality that this kid has is just every time we see it on display. And Sabir, I don't know if you guys know this, but Sabir, there was a time where it was Bellingham or this guy. And Sabir was
like how you picked the episode, but you didn't pick the episode when we were talking about the best teenager ever.
But we'll talk about that.
That's him.
Time, don't worry.
When
he first came out, Sabir.
Well, at that point of time, if you're being realistic, if you look at it, at that season, we were talking about that season, who was better. But I went for Bellingham. But he is something, to be honest. He's something. And the thing about him is he sort of like, every time you expect more from him, he delivers. And the way he leads this team without even, because usually when a player emerges of that caliber emerges, they usually try to steal all the attention by being an actual leader, like small things, like for example the shirt number. I know I'm being so, but these things matter, right? Like he didn't even like change his shirt number to 10 before the World Cup. It's like these things. It's like I'm leading, but I'm not really eager to lead now. I'm gonna lead you by performances. Like I'm gonna be the main character without forcing the idea of, oh, I'm the protagonist here. No, we just like I'm gonna take the spotlight by my doings, sort of thing. And it's all of this coming from an 18 years old kid. Man, this is like mind blowing. I just want to go back to one thing that Abshi was talking about and about Saudi before. Like this, I feel like we're going to the Spanish side a little bit, but in the first play you're talking about, I think it was Salim Adosi.
It was Salim, bro. It wasn't.
He was
a
physically
fullback.
beaten by him,
Yeah.
and I was like, I think the team, the Saudi players that they're gonna beat some big football nation, they are not even born yet, because that's not gonna happen in the next 34 years. Because these players, they need to be way better than they are in the fundamentals. I'm talking about skills-wise and physical-wise too. Because you look at someone who's Salim Adosa, he's 34 years old. And look at Lamine Yamal, he's 18. And shoulder to shoulder, he dropped him to the ground. Not even being tough, not even trying. I was like, you shouldn't look that miserable, you know? Like you should try to fight back. That was a bad look at the start of the game. I was like, this is the best Saudi player maybe ever. One of the, like, in the conversation of being the best Saudi player ever.
Bro.
In his peak. And that's okay, if he beats you skills-wise, he shouldn't beat you physically. He's 18 years old. Imagine, as I'm going out of your house now, I get the beaten by an 18 years old kid.
Yeah.
That's like, it's not a nice look.
Well, it's surprising you picked up on that. That was one thing that I noticed at the start of the game. I was like,
that was the
did he
first,
just
you know,
drop
that was the first thing.
Simon Dawson on the ground? I was like,
And not even like, he wasn't dribbling, by the way.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
Shoulder, and he fell down. I was like, that was the first thing that came to mind. The second thing, like 30 minutes into the game, was like, and this is a wild thought, I was like, I think at this stage, and this is gonna sound a bit harsh, I hope you don't cut it and put it as a reel or something, because that's gonna backfire on me. But I was like, maybe this is the time where people like Saudi, people at Saudi, they invest in a different sport more than football. It's like, look at other nations that like they're really good in different sports. No, I'm serious. You know, like let's say like, you know how Malaysia and China, they're good in badminton, big ball, and like it's like Egypt, they're really good with handball, like one of the best teams in the world. Like play the semi-final of the World Cup every now and then. It's like you look at other, it's like every nation, they have like swimming, whatever, running, Jamaica, whatever. Like, no, seriously, like I was like, maybe there is a time where, like, you are not gonna be that team. You're not gonna be that nation. Maybe there is, you know, it's like how, as you say, paddle, like Qatar is like one of the best nations when it comes to paddle now, because they invested on that. Like, do something like that. Seriously. Like football is not, maybe, okay, you're not gonna be there.
Saber. You know, this is sounding like a similar problem that the Sudan national team has. But this is
no, I'm serious. Well, this talk came into my head. I was like, maybe someone needs to tell them that. It's like, listen, do whatever you're doing in football, but like have a
backup plan
and invest it in other things. Maybe you start securing like gold medals in the Olympics and become a nation known for a certain sport. You know, like Asian nations.
But Saber, this might be a bigger conversation. This might be a bigger conversation. But how are the underage national teams in Saudi? How is the developmental stages of Saudi? Let's say between the ages of 10 to 16. How, because Saudi has got top facilities.
Not really. I don't agree with that, by the way.
They don't have good facilities.
Facilities are bad. Yeah.
For the clubs.
The facilities are bad. Yeah. You'd be surprised. I mean, look,
professional clubs.
It's like the facilities are not that good. Like in terms of, if you're talking about a worldwide standard, we're not comparing. Well, like let's compare Saudi Arabia to Qatar and Al Emirat. They're not up there with them. Not even. I don't want to be harsh, but not even close. Okay, and I just want to quote, because you're talking about the youth teams. I just want to quote the Saudi coach. His name is Saleh Al-Shehri. He was coaching Al-Ittifaq last season. He came after I think Steven Gerrard left, and he came and he performed well with them. And he's one of the coaches. He won the Asian Cup twice, and he played the Olympics. He played the World Cup under 21, I think. Anyways, like he's involved with the national team with the youth level. And he mentioned something important about the fundamentals that we're talking about. He said, we don't really prioritize youth football, because if you look at them, they usually train and play the games during the day all year round. Small stuff like that. Imagine it's 45, 47, and you send your kid who is 14 years old to play under the sun for every year, for every day of the year. And at the other hand, nutrition wise, like Like they didn't eat well. They didn't like whatever they. It's like there is no some sort of supervision toward these small stuff that start building up with time. The guy has a strong case. I just don't want to go. I feel like it's a different conversation, but because you asked me about the youth teams, they usually perform well. Every now and then they win the Asian Cup, they go to the World Cup. Randomly, I think Saudi Arabia they have won the World Cup for under 17 before in the 90s or the 80s. I'm not sure. So they're good when it comes to youth level, but growing up, it's like because you didn't sort of like hold the fundamentals that good in terms of like
that. That's surprising to me. That's what Azam was saying. Like Azam, we watched the AFCON. The Sudan left back, the captain, can't cross a ball to save his life. He can barely pass a ball. When you're saying the Saudi national team has like issues with the fundamentals of the game, that shocks me because obviously Saudi compared to Sudan, come on, night and day. Should be anyway in terms of facilities, in terms of player development, in terms of coaching availability, how much of a pool they have to get foreign coaches in. Surely that shouldn't be as much of a problem as you guys are describing, and as Sabir is vouching for as well.
I don't know. I don't want.
Just bring it back to this. If we focus on this, because I've seen instances where I've seen Saudi play proper football, and they look like they're the best team in Asia. You know, maybe right behind Japan or maybe Australia.
You know when is the last time Saudi won anything? And when I say anything, I include Qas Al Khalij. Like that was Qas Al Khalij, which is I don't even describe what's Qas Al Khalij. It's like they play against Emirat, Kuwait, Qatar,
in the Gulf.
It's sort of like, and it's like they don't play with the first team. That was 2005. That was the last time they won anything.
Yeah.
21 years ago.
So winning something is something else, but and also performing at
like
high
they play in
stakes.
Asia. I'm including Qas Al Khalij. Like I'm including that. They never won after that.
Yeah, there's something about performing at the big stages that maybe just. But when you see them in the qualifiers, or maybe even you see them at the Asian Cup, sometimes it's not about winning. Let's say, but how they perform, how they play football. What we saw this morning, that's not Saudi. 4-0, and the way they lost. That's not a Saudi team that I could recognize.
You keep seeing that, Azam. You keep seeing that every now and then. Like that's what you see on regular basis.
Yeah.
Like last Asian Cup, they played against Korea. No, it's Korea South Korea in the round of 16, and they were kicked out. The one before, I think they were kicked out. I don't remember. Arab Cup group stage, World Cup, Mexico, and now Spain. And that like whenever they showed up, they get the
So how would you rate their performance, this performance versus a performance against Uruguay? Because everybody was saying that they held their own against Uruguay.
Seeing Cape Verde, we know that Uruguay are not there. So
or maybe their performance against Argentina in the last World Cup. Or maybe even their performance against Argentina in the last World Cup. You know what I mean?
That's
because this could have just been them freezing, like Abshir said. Like the stage was
too bright.
They keep freezing.
What do you think, Abshir? They're freezing again and again. They're freezing just like Hassan's camera.
Yeah, fair enough.
I believe the last game they beat Cape Verde. Everyone's obviously saying Cape Verde is unbelievable. They are. They're a small nation. In AFCON, 2024 AFCON, Cape Verde went to the quarterfinals. Lost to Africa. The one that Ivory Coast won. They actually went quarterfinals, bro. That's Cape Verde. Obviously, this is the first of the World Cup, and they're a bit new to this, yes. But I think Saudi, like I said to you before, bro, it's just the situation is way too big for them.
Let's wrap it up. Hasib, Abdullah, do you guys have any comments about Spain's performance? And you want to say anything about Saudi? Anything at all?
I mean, whenever Sabir says, and I don't want to say anything harsh, he says the most harshest possible thing. It's funny. But for Spain, I think it's absolutely incredible to see that it's all reliant on an 18-year-old, bro. Like it's I think the biggest sign of greatness to me is not when you come in the squad and perform individually, but you elevate the players around you, and that's exactly what he's done in this Spanish squad, bro. And that striker Oyarzabal, the likes of Olmo. Obviously a massive change when they put Porro as a right back. I think Porro and Yamal really clicked well, in my opinion. I think not a lot of people are talking about Porro. I think Porro, as an abysmal season he had with Tottenham, in my opinion, he did really, really well today. Massive game changer. One thing I wanted to say was Pedri. The thing about Pedri is a little bit weird to me because I think he is one of the best midfielders in the world. But bro, when it comes to the Spanish thing, I think he does very much the same thing as Rodri, but because there's so similar style of plays in Rodri and Pedri. Pedri doesn't sort of shine the way he shines in Barcelona. It's very, very weird to see. So I don't know what the answer to this question is, but I think Pedri is, in my opinion, he's not the same player that he is with Barcelona. And when you talk about Dani Olmo came in for Fabian Ruiz. I think Olmo is miles ahead when it comes to the Spanish national squad, playing for Spain especially. I mean, you can argue against him between Fabian Ruiz and Olmo, but I think Olmo always delivers for Spain. He did that in the Euros. That's what warranted a move to Barcelona, and he's doing it again when he came back in. So I think, obviously, Cucurella, like you said, Azam, but I think Pedro Porro, and I think Dani Olmo, big difference. And obviously Yamal being the main guy, man. It's absolutely phenomenal to see how an 18-year-old is so impacting. Won the Euros for them. He could potentially win the World Cup for them as well, man.
And I think this is Spain just fine-tuning themselves. Because for me, that wasn't... Everybody's so impressed with Spain's performance because they scored 3 goals within the first 20, 23, 24 minutes. Majority of those goals, to me, weren't Spain-type goals. So I don't think they're at their peak yet. I think they're still like building up, and hopefully they'll be like primed and ready when the knockout stages come through. But I would like them to hopefully reintroduce Williams in as well, as they did Yamal, even though his season wasn't the best. But some players, like Hasib was saying, they're better internationally, and the kid was shining in the last Euros. So, and I don't know that Lamine Yamal by himself plus Oyarzabal and Olmo is going to be enough to take you all the way. I think you need another X factor type of player like Yamal, like how Williams was on the other wing. So I think Spain are, as you say, sharpening up their claws for the knockout stages, and they're slowly getting to where they should be for when the knockout stages come around.
Yeah, I think we've seen everyone. We've seen what everybody's capable of, and we've seen the ones that aren't really going to do much in this tournament. It's going to be a few interesting games coming up tomorrow. We've got Argentina, Austria, France, Iraq, Norway, Senegal, which I'm very excited to see. And then cap it off the day on 1 p.m. We've got Jordan and Algeria, and then Portugal the next day. But we'll try to get back hopefully tomorrow to definitely talk about because I'm sure there's going to be something in the Argentina or the France game or the Senegal game that should be interesting to say. But boys, we've gone a little bit over, but let's wrap it up. Do you guys want to say anything before we call it quits?
Pedri overrated. Best midfielder in the world is Arsenal's number 41, Declan Rice.
Thank you
play
very much.
anywhere, do everything. Pedri. See you later, mate. Short little 5'8" nigga, bro.
That's too much. Anyways, lads, appreciate you all for coming through. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.
All my niggas, we intimidated. All my they intimidated. Burn City, we intimidated. Got my young boy, he intimidated. All my shooters, they really aiming with them cold niggas. We ain't got no patience. Money talks in my conversation. One niggas, they are imitators. Ask my dogs, we intimidated. Ask my bro, we intimidated. How you poppin', no niggas hating, and I play the hard to keep it.